Men over 60, I want to share something with you that may sound unusual at first, but stay with me. There is a spot on your hands, right in the center of your palms, that when massaged in a very specific way can help restore circulation to your most intimate areas. Now, this is not about squeezing a stress ball. This is not about hand exercises for arthritis. This is something far more profound, rooted in ancient healing traditions that understood the body as a connected system where every part speaks to every other part. What I am about to share has helped countless men rediscover firmness, sensitivity, and confidence they thought had left them for good. Over my years of teaching natural health, I have met so many men who quietly accepted certain changes. Perhaps you have noticed that mornings are not what they used to be. Perhaps firmness has become inconsistent, or perhaps it takes longer to respond. And when you do, the hardness is not quite what it once was. Many men tell me, "Barbara, it is just my age." And I always say the same thing. Aging is natural. Decline is not. The body was designed to function well into your later years. When circulation falters, when sensitivity dims, when performance weakens, these are not inevitable consequences of turning 60 or 70. They are signs that certain systems need support, and nature has always provided the tools to give that support. For years, I have watched men turn to pills that come with side effects, devices that feel unnatural, or simply resignation. But here is what I have learned through decades of study and observation. When we understand how the body truly works, when we recognize the pathways that connect seemingly unrelated areas, we can use simple, natural methods to restore function. The hands, you see, are not just tools for gripping and holding, they are maps of the entire body. In traditional healing systems, particularly reflexology and acupressure, the palms contain specific points that correspond to organs, glands, and systems throughout the body. One of these points, located in the very center of each palm, connects directly to the pelvic region, the reproductive organs, and the circulation that feeds them. This is not mysticism. This is anatomy understood through a different lens. Modern science has confirmed that stimulating certain pressure points sends signals through the nervous system, triggering responses in distant parts of the body. When you press and massage this central palm point with intention and consistency, you are essentially telling your body to increase blood flow to the pelvic area. You are activating pathways that may have become sluggish over the years. You are reminding the body of its design. But the massage alone, while powerful, becomes even more effective when combined with a specific natural oil. I am speaking of castor oil, a humble remedy that has been used for thousands of years for healing, detoxification, and restoration. Castor oil is thick, rich, and deeply penetrating. When warmed slightly and massaged into the skin, it does not just sit on the surface. It absorbs into the tissues, reaching muscles, ligaments, and even the fascia beneath. For men over 60, this matters enormously because circulation naturally slows with age. The small blood vessels that feed the erectile tissues can become less efficient. Deposits accumulate, flexibility decreases. Blood does not surge as readily as it once did. Castor oil, when applied to the palms and massaged into that central pressure point, works in two ways. First, it stimulates local circulation in the hands themselves, warming the tissues and increasing blood flow. Second, and more importantly, it activates the reflex points that correspond to the pelvic region. Think of it like pressing a button that sends a signal down a wire. The hands are the button. The pelvic area is the destination. And castor oil is the conductor that makes the signal stronger and clearer. Now let me be clear about this. This is not an instant fix. This is not a pill that forces a response in 30 minutes. What this is a gentle, consistent way of retraining your body to function as it was meant to. When you massage your palms every evening before bed, you are building circulation day by day. You are opening pathways that may have narrowed. You are reminding the nervous system to direct blood flow where it is needed. Over time, this accumulates. The body responds. Firmness returns. Sensitivity increases. Morning erections, which are a key indicator of healthy circulation, begin to reappear. But there is more to this approach than just the massage itself. The real power comes when we combine castor oil with other natural ingredients that support male vitality from the inside. One of the most effective of these is raw honey. Now, honey is often dismissed as just a sweetener, but raw, unprocessed honey is a remarkable substance. It contains enzymes, antioxidants, and natural compounds that support healthy blood sugar levels, reduce inflammation, and provide stable energy to the cells. For men over 60, blood sugar stability is critical because erratic insulin levels damage blood vessels over time, making it harder for blood to flow freely to the extremities, including the penis. Raw honey also contains a compound called boron, a trace mineral that has been shown in studies to support healthy testosterone levels. Testosterone naturally declines with age, but this decline can be slowed and even partially reversed when the body receives the nutrients it needs. Boron helps the body use testosterone more efficiently, keeping levels higher than they would otherwise be. When you consume a small amount of raw honey daily, mixed with other supportive ingredients, you are giving your body the building blocks it needs to maintain hormonal balance. Another powerful addition to this approach is cinnamon. True Ceylon cinnamon, not the cheaper cassia variety, has been used for centuries to improve circulation and regulate blood sugar. Cinnamon works by increasing insulin sensitivity, which means your cells can absorb glucose more effectively without requiring large insulin spikes. This protects your blood vessels from the damage that high blood sugar causes. It also has a warming effect on the body, gently stimulating circulation throughout the entire system. For men who struggle with cold extremities, sluggish energy, or weak erections, cinnamon can be a game changer. When you combine raw honey and cinnamon together, something remarkable happens. The honey provides immediate, stable energy, while the cinnamon ensures that energy is used efficiently. Together, they create a synergy that supports both circulation and hormonal balance. But we can go even further. Adding a small amount of ginger to this mixture amplifies the circulatory benefits even more. Ginger is one of nature's most powerful vasodilators, meaning it helps blood vessels relax and widen. When blood vessels are wider, blood flows more easily. This is exactly what you want for erectile function. Ginger also has strong anti-inflammatory properties, which matter because chronic inflammation damages blood vessels and reduces their flexibility. So now we have a complete system. Externally, you are massaging castor oil into the center of your palms every evening, activating the reflex points that correspond to your pelvic region. Internally, you are consuming a mixture of raw honey, cinnamon, and ginger that supports circulation, hormonal balance, and vascular health. These two approaches work together, one from the outside and one from the inside, to restore function in a way that is gentle, natural, and sustainable. Let me give you the specific method for the palm massage. Each evening before bed, take about half a teaspoon of castor oil and warm it slightly. You can do this by placing the small container in a cup of hot water for a minute or two. Warming the oil makes it easier to spread and helps it absorb more deeply. Once the oil is comfortably warm, pour a small amount into one palm. Then, using the thumb of your opposite hand, press firmly into the very center of that palm. You will feel a slight hollow there, right in the middle. This is the point you want to focus on. Press down with steady pressure, not painful, but firm enough that you feel it deeply. Hold this pressure for about 10 seconds, then begin to massage in small, slow circles. Move clockwise, then counterclockwise. Spend about 2 minutes on each palm. As you massage, breathe slowly and deeply. This is not just a mechanical action. You are sending a message to your body. You are telling it to direct blood flow, to open pathways, to remember its design. After massaging both palms, rub any remaining oil into your lower abdomen, just above the pubic area. This adds another layer of circulatory stimulation directly to the region that needs it most. For the internal mixture, here is what I recommend. In a small jar, combine 1 tablespoon of raw honey half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon powder, and a quarter teaspoon of freshly grated ginger. Mix these together until they form a thick paste. Each morning, take 1 teaspoon of this mixture on an empty stomach about 20 minutes before breakfast. Let it dissolve slowly in your mouth before swallowing. This allows the compounds to begin absorbing immediately through the mucous membranes. The honey provides energy. The cinnamon regulates blood sugar and improves circulation, and the ginger dilates blood vessels and reduces inflammation. If you want to enhance this even further, you can add a tiny pinch of black pepper to the mixture. Black pepper contains piperine, a compound that dramatically increases the absorption of other nutrients. When you add black pepper to turmeric, for example, the absorption of curcumin increases by up to 2,000%. The same principle applies here. The piperine helps your body absorb and utilize the beneficial compounds in the cinnamon and ginger more effectively. Just a tiny pinch is enough. You do not want the mixture to taste peppery, just slightly enhanced. Now, whenever I share a natural remedy, men always ask me the same question. How soon will I notice results? This is both practical and important to address honestly. In the first few days, you may not notice dramatic changes, but pay attention to subtle shifts. You might wake up feeling slightly more energetic. You might notice a gentle warmth in your hands after the massage. These are early signs that circulation is responding. By the end of the first week, many men report that their morning erections begin to return, even if they have been absent for months or years. This is significant because morning erections are a direct indicator of healthy nighttime circulation. When blood flow improves during sleep, the body naturally tests the system, so to speak. Moving into the second week, the benefits usually become more noticeable. Firmness during intimacy tends to improve. The time it takes to achieve an erection often decreases. Sensitivity increases, which means sensation becomes more pleasurable and more reliable. For men who have struggled with inconsistency, this renewed reliability can be profoundly encouraging. It restores not just physical function, but emotional confidence. You begin to trust your body again. By the end of the first month, if you have been consistent with both the palm massage and the internal mixture, the changes can be quite significant. Many men tell me that their erections are firmer than they have been in years. They last longer. They feel more natural and spontaneous. Energy levels throughout the day improve as well, because better circulation means better oxygen and nutrient delivery to every cell in the body. Sleep often improves too, because the body is functioning more efficiently and stress hormones like cortisol begin to normalize. Over the long term, 3 months and beyond, the results can be truly transformative. When these practices become part of your daily routine, the body continues to strengthen and restore itself. Circulation improves not just in the pelvic area, but throughout the entire system. Blood pressure often stabilizes, inflammation decreases, hormonal balance improves. Even cognitive function can sharpen because the brain receives better blood flow. What started as a simple palm massage becomes a cornerstone of overall vitality. Of course, results vary from person to person. A man who has significant vascular damage from decades of poor diet or smoking may take longer to see improvements than a man whose circulation is only mildly compromised. A man with diabetes or high blood pressure may need to be more patient and more consistent, but the principle remains the same. The body responds when it is supported gently, naturally, and consistently. This is not about forcing a response. This is about creating the conditions in which the body can heal itself. One of the most important aspects of this approach is that it addresses the root cause, not just the symptom. Weak erections are not a disease in themselves. They are a signal that circulation is compromised, that hormones are imbalanced, that inflammation is present, or that the nervous system is overstressed. When you massage the reflex points on your palms, you are stimulating the nervous system to redirect resources. When you consume honey, cinnamon, and ginger, you are nourishing the vascular system and supporting hormonal production. You are working with the body's design, not against it. And there is something else that happens, something less tangible, but equally important. When you commit to a daily practice like this, you are reclaiming agency over your health. You are no longer passive, waiting for decline to continue. You are active, engaged, and hopeful. This shift in mindset matters enormously. Stress and anxiety constrict blood vessels and suppress testosterone. When you feel empowered and optimistic, the opposite happens. Your nervous system relaxes. Blood flows more freely. Hormones stabilize. The body interprets your actions as a signal that it is safe to invest in vitality and reproduction. So, gentlemen, let me bring this all together. What may have seemed like inevitable aging, the weakening firmness, the absent morning erections, the loss of confidence, does not have to be your story. Nature has provided tools that are simple, inexpensive, and remarkably effective when used with patience and consistency. Castor oil, massaged into the center of your palms each evening, activates reflex points that stimulate circulation to the pelvic region. Raw honey, cinnamon, and ginger, taken each morning, support vascular health, hormonal balance, and systemic circulation. Together, these practices work from the outside and the inside to restore function in a way that honors your body's design. This is not about quick fixes or false promises. This is about understanding how the body works and giving it what it needs to thrive. With daily practice, the changes can be profound. Firmness returns, sensitivity increases, confidence rebuilds, energy improves, and perhaps most importantly, you reclaim the sense that your body is still capable, still strong, still yours to command. If this message has resonated with you, I encourage you to share it with other men who may be searching for natural answers. And if you are new to this channel, consider staying connected so you do not miss the other remedies and insights we share regularly. Your health is your greatest treasure, and it is never too late to reclaim it. So tonight, as you warm that castor oil and press your thumb into the center of your palm, remember this. Sometimes the simplest remedies, the ones that require nothing but consistency and belief in your body's wisdom, are the ones that bring the greatest change. Stay patient, stay committed, and may your journey toward vitality bring you strength, confidence, and the joy of feeling fully alive once more.